What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Happy Monday. Excited to have you guys with me today. And today, I want to talk about something that I see over and over again with realtors, especially when it comes to social media. And we're talking about it all this week. And I see this not because social media doesn't work, it's because agents give up. And I see agents quitting way too soon when it comes to their social media journey. And when they quit, they really are not making a logical decision. But most of the time, they are walking away before things really start to matter. I'll be honest with you guys, it's very interesting and I'll be honest, kind of hard to coach agents on social media. They look at me, they look at what I've built, and they're like, oh, I'm just going to do social media and have a multiple six-figure income. And while that can happen and has been my journey and has been a blessing, I want to remind you that remember, if you have been with us since the beginning in September, it took me 9 months of social media before I got my first deal. And so many agents get on YouTube and think, oh, this is just going to be, or Facebook or Instagram or whatever, and think, oh, this is just going to be kind of the get rich quick scheme. It's so easy. It's not easy. And most agents don't quit social media because they hate it. They quit because it feels pointless. Oh, I posted all of December or November. It's not working. I'm not getting any leads. And they post maybe for a few weeks, maybe a month, sometimes even 2 months. And then they say, this isn't doing anything. What they don't realize is a couple things. Number one, something is happening, they just don't see it yet. And number two, they don't realize that social media is a long game, guys, a very long game. And I want you to think back to the beginning of my journey, right? It's almost like we could call it the invisible phase. When I started my Facebook or social media journey, there was nothing going on. No one was reaching out. And so you almost feel invisible. But that's actually when people start to watch you and learn how you think and learn how you operate and decide, right? You start to build that know, like, and trust. If you do it the right way, people are like, oh, I do really like this person, or no, I don't. And so I don't want you guys giving up too soon, and we're going to talk about it all this week. You guys know that I'm like the sports guy. I love the Phillies, I love the Eagles, all those different things. And I think I've said this before, but I want to bring it back up because it's such an important point. We are coming into, 2026 here, and my plan is to go down to spring training for a couple days and see the Phillies. It will be my fourth straight year at spring training. And I bring that up to tell you guys that I still remember my first journey to spring training. I guess that would have been 2023. The Phillies were just coming off a World Series appearance the past fall in 2022. So me and my wife and our kids were there in 2023 and 2024. We did a full month in Florida and we really enjoyed it. And I still remember 2023. In fact, I'll show you guys this quick. Here's every single year I've gone to spring training, I buy a hat there. It's kind of like the one thing I like. So this is the 2023 hat where me and my family went. And then the 2024 hat where me and my family went. And then 2025, I really like this one where I went with my buddy Tim and we were there for a few days for spring training. And so my plan is to go back. But I bring this up all to say, like, this isn't about spring training or baseball necessarily, but I want you guys to understand something. When you go down to spring training, and I was there with a friend, my dad was there one year, my in-laws came one year, and so it was really fun. But you can go and see the players practicing. It's not just the spring training games that are usually, every day at 1 p.m., but they practice as well. And I remember being there, and either my wife Valerie or I forget who, but one of us was like, huh, why are they like focused so much on like how they round first base? I remember Trey Turner and Kyle Schwarber are there rounding first base and didn't quite understand it. And then as I thought about it, I realized, hey, this is the stuff you do at the beginning of the season. Maybe you run around first base a little faster in February and March. That could be, 7, 8 months later in the playoffs. That can be the difference between like a single and a double in the playoffs that maybe could win you a World Series game. And I realized then that, the Phillies are doing this, right? They play every single night in front of 50,000, 40,000 people. But when I remember seeing this, there was probably 20 people standing there. That's it. And our family was four of them. But the things you do when you're invisible, when no one's watching, are the things that come to be a big benefit to your business later. And so if baseball players or football players or whatever, they do work on their craft for 8, 9, 10 months out of the year, full time, every single day. If they're doing that, I want you to think about if you're kind of putting that same effort and energy into social media. Are you? And the truth is, none of you are. I'm not even doing that in a full-time capacity, all on social media all the time. But here's what I want you guys to understand. That invisible phase is where the magic happens, where you build it all. There's no comments, no DMs, no obvious results. But guess what? That's where you become the expert. Remember my friend who I told you about messaging me a few months ago now, a few weeks ago, whatever it was, saying we decided to trust the real estate guru? We haven't talked in 15 years. Trust is being built in the background. And this is the phase when nothing's going on, is where most agents quit. But it's actually what you need to absolutely lean into. This, my friends, is why storytelling is so important. Not storytelling like perfect captions or scripted videos, but sharing your thoughts, your feelings, your experience, real moments. Stories help people understand who you are. And when people understand you, trust starts to form faster. And when trust starts to form faster, they think about you when it's time to buy or sell. We're going to talk more about this later this week because storytelling is where the magic happens. We'll talk about this on the podcast Wednesday. Storytelling is how you build trust and have success on social media while other agents feel stuck. Another reason agents quit during this magical phase is because of perfection. They think every post has to be polished, every video has to be flawless, every word has to be perfect. So instead of posting something simple, they post nothing. And nothing doesn't build trust, right? Social media is exhausting when you feel like you have to be perfect, but you have to be out there posting. You have to be out there posting. And we will talk about that more on the YouTube video here on the channel Friday. You have to be posting. Here's what actually builds trust, guys: consistency, honesty, being recognizable. One of the most common things people say to me is when they meet me in person or maybe on a Zoom call, if an agent wants to connect, they say, "You're the same John in real life as you are online." That's not because my content is perfect, it's because it's real. Trust is built even when I just post some things on social media. And that trust means people feel like they what? Know, like, and trust me. There's agents that I coach, and you can tell that every single video they have to be perfect at it. It's got to be perfect. Their hair is done, their makeup's all this. I guess that's the females out there, right? Or for the guys, like it's all the hair is put together and everything. I'm in a hoodie, guys. I'm wearing sweatpants right now. And I'm not saying I walk out of the house in sweatpants. It's usually jeans, but this is dressed up for me. I might wear a polo. And so, I even updated headshots months ago because my old headshots were me in a suit. You will never catch me in a suit, guys. It's just not my style. So be real, be authentic, and be yourself. People don't like me because of what I wear. They like me because I'm real and I'm relatable. And this is exactly what we're unpacking this week here on the channel and on the podcast. We're going deeper into why stories build trust faster than tactics or perfection. And we're talking about why showing up consistently matters more than the perfect video or the perfect post or photo. I went Facebook Live probably a week ago, 2 weeks ago at this point. I was in sweatpants outside. I did not care, right? I'm not going to a client meeting in sweatpants, but I'm just myself. You'll see me in the Wolfpack hat and a polo or a hoodie or whatever. That's my outfit. That's my uniform. And, I want you guys to hone in on this. If you want to, I also want to say, if you want to dress up and be dressed up and to the nines and all those things, and that's fine. That's not me. That's not how I build trust. So if you want to be that person, that's fine. But what I really want you to do is be yourself. Be authentic to you. Be authentic to Josiah, Sarah, John, Stephen, whoever you are. Be authentic to that person. Because the goal is not perfection. The goal is not more effort. It's just simple execution, consistency. So if you're thinking about quitting on social media, hear me on this. Don't quit because you don't see the results yet. It takes time. Most agents quit during that invisible phase, but I promise you, if you stick with it, if you show up simply, if you let that social media interest compound over time, you will grow your real estate business. So stay with me this week. Stay posting and consistent on social media because we are going to keep building out on this. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys this week on Wednesday on the podcast and Friday on the YouTube channel, and I'll talk to you guys then.